Welcome back to our YouTube channel. I am Aina-Pelemo from Faculty of Law, Redeemers University. In this video, we'll be deviating a bit from the term sexual harassment. We'll be talking about 8 principles that legal intern must know. So, before we proceed with discussing the principles, it is essential we know what the meaning of legal intern. Legal intern is a person who is either a graduate of law or someone who is currently studying law in a recognized or accredited university, and then they are trying to practicalize the theoretical aspect you have learned in class in the law office. That's the meaning of legal intern. But in Nigeria, we use the word legal attachment. So it's either legal attachment or legal intern. It means the same thing because the objective of the both words is the same. They achieve the same aim. You go to law office for attachment or for internship. So the principles now are: number 1, law school is a place where the practical aspect of law is done. You have to understand, it must know for a legal intern, that law school is a different ball game from university. So you have to understand that everything you are going to do during intern is important for you to pay attention to it, because you will need them in the next phase you are going to, which is law school. You are still an undergraduate that have gone on internship. In the course of returning back to school, participate in moting, because the moting aspect is where you learn the practical aspect of law in your university, which is similar to what you learn in the law office. So, number 2, you should understand that there is hierarchical, like the legal profession is structured in an hierarchical form. There's seniority at the bar and at the bench. So if you get to law office, make sure that you try all you can to respect yourself, respect your colleague, your co-intern or co-attaché, and respect everybody in the office, because otherwise if you step on the toes of someone you think is maybe small in stature, smallish in stature, you will step on the person. You might end up being your HOC, head of chambers, or might end up being a senior partner there. At the end of the day, you will not gain anything during your internship, because the person will let others know that you are mannerless, you don't have respect. So we should know that it is very important you respect your senior. When they are carrying fire, help them to carry. They are going to court, you want to go and learn with them, help them to carry their wig and gown. Do the necessary assignment that is given to you while on intern. That's number 2, right? Then number 3, we'll proceed with the use of terminology. You have to learn the legal terminologies that are used during some people, the laymen call it legal jargons. Those words are very important for you to learn in order for you to familiarize yourself with the use of language during your court attachment. You'll be able to read, you'll be able to understand what the lawyers are saying when discussing in the law office. And how do you learn those things? You learn through reading court judgments. You make sure you read a judgment, at least read one law report, one in a day. Read a judgment of the court, one daily. By the time you spend a week, you will have read the whole law report. So you will get familiarized with the use of words, the terminology. And you can also learn that from reading books. Books such as John Grisham, Devil's Advocate. Those authors use legal language, legal terminology. So it will make you to understand words like cost list, close and open of address, when parties join issues, and you will know all those terminology. It's very important for you to learn that. Then number 4, how to draft basic principles. It is very essential you know that during your internship as a legal intern. You have to know how to draft basic principles, legal applications, such as motion, statement of defense, statement of claim, list of witnesses, list of documents, the witness statement on those, affidavits, power of attorney. It is important you learn how to draft those things. Even your CV, because in legal practice course in law school, they asked us, in my own time, I can remember they asked me to draft a CV during the exams. I'm like, wow, I've never drafted something like this before. Because you feel that you're an undergraduate, you still have time. You don't have time. During internship, you have to learn all those basic legal applications. And why it's important you learn it? Let me share my experience. During law school, my civil litigation was the worst day ever on it. See, tomorrow I still remember that day. I wept like I will never cry again. They are safe out. Why? Because the civil litigation was strange. During internship, you have to have familiarized yourself with the style, the way they draft those basic applications, the heading, the courts, the suit number, the names of the parties, the heading of the application, the body of the application, then the conclusion. It's very, very important to familiarize yourself with that as a legal intern. Number 5 now, the meaning of those basic applications is important you know them. It is essential. At what point will you need a particular application? The aspect you learn in your law of contracts in university is not enough. You have to now know at what point do you need statement of defense, at what point do you need statement of claim, at what point do you need witnesses statement or note, at what point do you need the final written address and all that, counter affidavit. You should know what those basic application, when you need them, and why they are filed. Your style of drafting them is important, and the order of filings, who filed first, at what time will you file next. All those things are very important for you to know, because even your civil litigation, the MCQ they set in law school, they will set that for you. So you familiarize yourself with that. So, and then legal intern is a place where you network. You expose yourself to the real world. So obviously you have to network with your co-intern or co-attaché or with the environment. So because when you finish, you will easily get a placement. You never can know one of your colleagues, oh, there's a placement here. But when you have been nasty to them, you don't network, you keep to yourself, you feel like it's a bookworm thing. You have to sit down in the office, in the inner library, and be reading every now and then. Participate in the social function that is done in the office, so that you can be well abreast with the organizational structure, both socially and academically. Then the other factor you should know is internship is a place where you discover yourself, you train yourself. So you discover your skills, your expertise, like whether you are going to be good at examination of witnesses of parties, or you are good at drafting clientele information, or you are good at or soliciting, or you are good at advocacy. Those are the time by which you discover yourself. You check your expertise, what your strengths is and your weaknesses, and you'll be able to measure afterwards. Okay, maybe I'm going to major in labor law or in corporate or in litigation. You'll be able to discover it. So it's a place where you discover yourself. Finally, the number 8 principle. If I didn't talk about this last principle, the discussion will be incomplete. You should know that. You definitely should know that you can be subjected to sexual and non-sexual harassment in the course of your internship, because there's nobody too small to be harassed by the harasser. There's nobody too young to be harassed. So you can be a legal intern, you can be a copper. So far you are joining an organization and it's a work setting environment, someone will be there to harass you. So you should know that it's possible for me to be harassed. So you should be conscious of the tips of harassment, as well as know where to run to in case you find yourself in such situation in an organization. I hope I've been able to educate you on the basic principles that you need as a legal intern in order to perform excellently well, better than I did. Because in my own time, if I had prior knowledge of all this information, I would have done better in law school. But I feel that it is essential you all get this knowledge so that you'll be properly guided and groomed, and you can be the best you can in the course of pursuing your final bar certificate, qualifying certificate as a lawyer and as an advocate and solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. So thank you so much for your audience, and then please like our page, subscribe, post your comments. I remain Aina-Pelemo from Faculty of Law, University.